Well, good day everyone. It's time to continue our journey of gaming on Apple Silicon. And today we're going to be doing that by exploring Fallout 4. Now I'm really excited to show this game off to you guys because Fallout 4 is probably one of my most favorite games that I've played in the past few years. I originally started playing this way back in 2015 when it was released on the Xbox One and back when it had very initial mod support on the Xbox. So I'm really excited to show you how well it performs on Apple Silicon. Now, before we get into the game itself, there are a couple of things that I want to show you first. First, if we go here into the graphics options, it's been very rare for me that I've been able to get a game to play at ultra settings on the Mac, but that is effectively what we've got going on here with Fallout 4 on the N1 Pro. There are a couple of options that I've changed. First on here is anti-aliasing, which I've set to low. Now, when you're playing at 1200p on the built-in XDR display, you don't really notice that big of a difference with the anti-aliasing setting, so that's why I've got it set to low. Same deal with anisotropic filtering. The main setting that we've changed here is the shadow distance. Now, shadow distance is an FPS killer, even on regular gaming PCs that aren't running the game through translation as we are. So I've had to set that to medium. And we're also mitigating this issue by using the updated Shadow Boost mod, which is available on the Nexus Mods website. And what that does is it'll dynamically change the shadow distance on the fly to maintain a decent FPS. But aside from that, we're running this game at maximum settings, which I've almost never been able to do for any other game, prior to the M1 Pro anyway. So that's the graphics settings. There are two other things that I need to show you. This is going to be pretty important because you need this to be able to run the game at all on M1 Pro through Parallels, which is what I'm doing. And that is that you have to enable this compatibility mode for the Fallout 4 executable. So you see here I've got it checked here, and we're going to run this program in compatibility mode for Windows 8. If you don't have this enabled, the game won't run at all. So it's very important that you've got that checked. And the last thing before we get into the game, I'm going to give you a fair warning. At certain times, the gameplay might be a bit stuttery. Part of that is because I'm using OBS to record the gameplay, and I've tried to mitigate, the effect on the CPU as much as possible, but it probably will have a not negligible effect. The other reason is because I am using a lot of mods. Now, Fallout 4 is a great game by itself, but it's really enhanced when you've got mods in play. So I've got all sorts of mods going through here. Weapon mods, retexture mods, graphical mods, weather mods, quest lines, you name it, it's probably in here. These are a collection of mods that some I've found very recently, others I've collected over the years since I started playing this game, back at the end of 2015. And honestly, I wouldn't play this game any other way. So just a fair warning, the FPS might be a little bit low in some places, but you could probably mitigate it on your own setup if you wanted to turn it down to high or medium graphic settings. But honestly, the novelty of being able to play this game at ultra still hasn't worn off on me. And this is the way I like it. So without further ado, let's get into the game. As you can see here, we're running it through F4 SE. So that's the first indication that mods actually do run when you're playing it through Parallels. Now, while the game is loading, I'll throw a couple of screenshots, while I'm editing this video to show you that there are a couple of graphical glitches that you need to be aware of, I guess, because I haven't found a way to fix these just yet. Basically, I've noticed these around certain transparent textures like some of the grass or some of the leaves and fences, broken glass on the windows, is that it tries to fill in some of those transparent areas with like this gray, bluish, or sometimes even a black texture. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's not really a game breaker in my mind, but it is something that you need to be aware of. If anyone watching this video knows how to fix that problem, please leave a comment below because I would love to get this fixed. But again, fairly minor issue for me, and you know, everything else about this game is just fantastic, so you know, for me it's not that big of a deal. So with that, let's go into the game. Now I'll also mention that I'm playing this using an Xbox One controller, and this is an update from a previous video that I made in which the only way to be able to play games through parallels using an Xbox One controller was to have like a second device like an iPhone nearby and using the Steam Link app to forward your controller input. This is no longer a problem with the latest version of Parallels, which is 17.1, because it now recognizes the Xbox One controller natively. The caveat is that you have to have it plugged in through a USB cable. So right now, that's how I'm controlling the game. I've got it plugged in through an Xbox, to my Xbox One controller through a micro USB to USB-A cable, and then Apple's USB-A to USB-C adapter. And that's plugged in straight into one of the Thunderbolt 4 ports on my MacBook Pro. The benefit of this is that there's no latency at all. The downside is that it has to be plugged in, but I'm playing it, you know, through my XDR display anyway, so I don't need it to be wireless. All right, so now that we're loaded into the game, my aim with this video is, it is a showcase of the game, or at least my very heavily modded playthrough of it at ultra settings on the M1 Pro. But for me, this video is also an opportunity to just, you know, revel in showing off one of my most favorite games. So this video is going to be fairly freeform. So if you just want to see, you know, get a basic idea of how well the game runs, I will try to show that off now. And then if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, that's you know, totally up to you. But for those of you who want to stay, I'll go over my general plan for this video. So as you can see here, these are some of the texture glitches that I mentioned earlier. So you can see here, normally this gray bluish texture isn't meant to be there at all, but as you can see here, it is present. You can see it's kind of all around. Here's a good example of the one with this you know, mossy grass texture that's hanging from the roof. You can see actually in some places it does render properly, but then for the most part, yeah, it's just kind of there. I know another common area where this happens is with these hedge bushes. You can see there, it's not great, but it's playable. It's, you know, I can live with it. I don't find it that off-putting. But it is something for you to be aware of. The other issue that I'll get into really quickly for those of you that want to hop off, these white squares are because I'm using the Sim Settlements 2 mod, and these are normally used in the workshop mode to show you like how many settlers are living in these houses, for example, whether they're powered or not, what the requirements are. But for some reason, again, the overall gist of the downside of playing on the M1 Pro is that transparent textures don't seem to work great. So again, if anyone knows how to fix these transparent textures, please leave a comment below because I would love to be able to play this game without them. The other main graphical glitch that I've noticed here is with these rocks. For some reason, they've got this weird, like, black lines on them. Now again, not a deal breaker for me. Like, you can ignore these pretty easily, but yeah, it's just something for you to be aware of. Now, as I said, the rest of this video is going to be fairly freeform. I'll give you a bit of an idea of what I'm planning to do, and I'd also like to show off a bunch of the mods that I'm using. So at this point, I'm fairly early into my playthrough, so I'm still doing the first step, and you can see Jewel of the Commonwealth as well. So my overall goal with this video is to make some progress in getting towards the Corvega assembly plant, because I need to kill the raiders in there to satisfy the set list at 10 Pines Bluff. so I can get them into the Minutemen network. So yeah, I'll be trying to make my way down towards there, but other than that, it's going to be a very free-form video, and I'd also just like to show off a couple of the mods that I'm using.
What deeds will monuments be erected now?
Yeah, good questions, Codsworth. I think he's talking about the Minuteman statue there. Anyway, let's get into some of the mods. So you can see here, the road texture has been completely redone. Normally in the base game, it's like a really white or light grey texture, but this is the realistic roads texture, rather the mod, the realistic roads mod. And you can see here, it looks absolutely stunning. I've got this at the 2K level because I don't think the 4K level is honestly necessary the way I'm playing the game. But this just looks absolutely stunning. I should probably also mention the greenery mod that I'm using because that really, massively changes the look of the game. This is from Boston Natural Surroundings. It adds these pine trees, the grass that you can see here. I'm a big fan of mods that add greenery back to the Commonwealth, and this is the best one that I've seen so far. It also doesn't break pre-combines, so it's really great on performance. So yeah, that's really wonderful. The other, really obvious mod here is the weather mod. So I'm using NACX, I think. I can't remember what it stands for. I believe it's Natural Atmospherics for the Commonwealth or something like that. If you search for NAC on Google or DuckDuckGo, you can probably find it really easily. But it adds some really, immersive, stunning weathers into the game. And I'd highly recommend it if you want to play it. Other than that, if we go into my Pip-Boy here, you can see some of the weapon mods that I'm using. So this is a replacer for the combat rifle. I believe it's called the G67 or the G63 or something like that. Basically, it's a retexture and a model replacer for the combat rifle, and I think it looks absolutely beautiful. You can see here in the game, just stunning. Other than that, I've got a couple of armour mods as well, namely Militarized Minutemen, which is providing me with this stunning uniform, which if I can put that on, go out into the third person camera, it's just beautiful, and it provides really decent damage resistance as well. So I'm probably gonna, in fact I probably should be putting all of these on heading out into the Commonwealth. Yep, that looks all good. Put on my sunnies. All right, so let's head out. I don't know how loud I'm going to put the game audio, but it's playing a custom soundtrack as well. That's using the Fallout suite. So it adds onto the default game's soundtrack using some completely new songs, background music. It's highly recommended as well. So as you can see here, the frame rate does drop in certain places. Basically, the frame rate will decrease when you're loading in new areas. So as you can see, I've walked in from Sanctuary Hills, now going into Concord. So for the first few steps in Concord, the gameplay will stutter a little bit, but once the area is fully loaded in, it's going to be pretty consistent. All right. You can see here we're now in Concord. I've already cleared this area because I've done the first few quests already. Now, here's the that black texture that I was talking about with the broken glass. So as you can see, if we look at it from certain angles, it doesn't manifest itself, but for the most part, it is there. So that is something that you'll need to be aware of. Here's another example with this with the broken plank here. Again, transparent textures, something to be aware of. So as we keep going through here, You might be able to notice that this corner hardware store is a little different. That's because I'm using Sim Settlements 2, as I briefly mentioned earlier. So again, that mod works really, really well here. I'm at the point where the, well, as far as I know, the main NPC in this mod, Jake, has gone off to, as you can see here, the Charles View Amphitheatre, which is pretty far away, and I don't think I'm going to get anywhere near that far for this video. So probably won't be going there at this point, but as you can see, the game, or rather the mod, integrates really well into the game. As you can see here, this is actually my first time seeing this as well. This really cool taxi retexture. That's from a vehicle mod that I added in just yesterday night. So I'm really impressed to see how well that's running. That's really nicely done. If we go into the church here, this is also the work of Sim Settlements 2, and
Might I say, sir, I absolutely adore our time
oh, thanks,
together.
Codsworth. Anyway, getting back to the church, there's actually been a couple of new additions here. It's been a couple of days since I've been back in Concord, so I didn't realise. This must be, again, Sim Settlements 2 doing this. That wasn't there before. And this is... wow, there's actually been a lot of changes to this church. This is actually my first time playing with Sim Settlements 2, so I've never seen these changes before. I've already met this guy before, and apparently he's meant to be giving a sermon at some point, but, you know, that hasn't happened yet, so we'll save that for another day. But this is beautiful. I've never seen these before, and this door wasn't here, so I'm really surprised to see if the interior has been changed as well. Let's have a look up here. This part, oh yeah, there's even been some changes here. All of this, you know, aid and everything wasn't here before, so this desk was here before, so I know that hasn't been changed. But a lot of this is really new. I'm actually really impressed. Let's have a look here. Oh wow! Okay, none of this was here before. If you weren't running Sim Settlements, this would be a straight drop down to the ground floor. This is really well done. Let's have a look at the watchtower. We'll go all the way up here. Wow. That is really nice. Do we still get the view from the... yep, we do. So there you can see it. Concord. You can see there the trees in the background. Oh, it just looks stunning. Really, like, I know the base game by itself is a really great experience, but after, you know, seeing these mods at play, I really don't think I could ever go back to a completely unmodded playthrough. You can see here Jake has added some of his own structures to the top of the hardware store. I believe this is meant to be, yep, you can see there an ASAM sensor, so this is I guess it must have been a prototype plot before he came and visited me over in Sanctuary Hills, which you can just see out in the distance. Ah, yeah, look, I'm really blown away with Sim Settlements 2 overall. It's such a huge mod, and it's added way more to this game than I would have ever expected, and I'm just at the very beginning of it. I haven't even gotten into Chapter 2, so I'd be, you know, curious to see just how much has changed. Now, I am also in need of picking up some junk to help supply Sanctuary Hills. You know, I'm playing with the Minutemen, as you can see with the uniform. I am the general, as indicated by Preston Garvey. So I am keen to, you know, try to rebuild some of those settlements, try to bring back a semblance of civilization to the wastes. So, you know, I will be picking up junk here and there. But let's have a look at some of what I guess Pastor Edmund has been saying. Sunday school. Start them young, I guess? Not enough kids around. Yeah, fair enough. So I was meant to hear a sermon from him. I guess that's meant to actually happen on a Sunday in game. So I might have to come back here when it is a Sunday. Charity drive. Clothes, food, ammo. Yeah, I guess he'd have to find more people around to be able to do that. Printing press. On second thought, if I start printing Bibles, people will start forgetting to show up for sermons. Pamphlets, maybe. Fair enough. Interesting. Interesting. Should I look at Edmund's terminal? Why not? Confessions. Oh, wow. There's actually a lot of people that have turned up for confessions. You know what? I'll spare you guys the boring stuff. Let's leave that for another time. I'll try to remember to come back. Let's get out of the church here. Oh, there you are. Oh, the FPS is tanking a bit. And again,
Is everything well?
that's probably because it's loading. It's the game is loading in more areas, like the parts down there. Once it's all loaded in, though, it should return back to a fairly stable FPS. What's this? Confess, repent. Oh, wow. Oh, that's really nicely done. Anyway, let's head out of the church and start heading downtown. You can see here, this road texture is just beautiful. Let's speed things up a bit. I am dealing with an infection in my game right now, and I haven't found any doctors anywhere, or even any antibiotics. So if I can try to pick up some antibiotics, that would be wonderful. Let's see, Carla's here. Let's have a talk with her.
Yes?
Hey, Carla.
Hey there. Trading?
I most certainly am. What's this Brahmin doing? Let's get out here, maybe. Oi, oi.
Hey, Carla.
Back again? Time to do business?
Yes, it is. If this bloody cow.
Let's see what you've got.
Always happy to make a sale.
I'm sure you are. Just, just ignore the camera there. Now, pro tip: out in the Commonwealth, drugs are really good for cabs, but what's almost just as good is purified water. So if you've got a settlement that's making a lot of purified water, you can sell these for a bunch. But I'm only getting 8 right now. That's actually pretty bad. Let's see if I can increase that with some of my charisma gear. Let's put on that. And then Minutemen crest beret. Because charisma increases your bartering prices. So let's try that again.
Hey, Carla.
Back again? Time to do business?
Yes, we
Let's
are.
see what you have.
Always happy to make a sale.
I don't know how much the price is going to increase, but hey, if there's an increase, why not take advantage of it? 9. Not great, but you know what? My settlement's making a bunch of water anyway, so I can get rid of a lot of this. Let's sell about half what we have. I'll take, might actually take 2 more. There we go. Great. All right. You can see here we're now at the Drumlin Diner. What's that in the distance? Oh, it's just a wastelander. Now I've already talked to Wolfgang. We're able to settle this dispute peacefully, so he's not going to do anything. Actually,
Thanks for helping us out with Trudy.
if you have any
You did
antibiotics,
good.
I'll buy them off you right
Now,
now.
let's talk business. Let's see what you've got. You got needs, I got product.
No, he doesn't. Oh, that's a shame. What about you, Trudy? Let's have a sit
If you're
down.
here to trade, Let's trade.
We're here to trade. If the game's gonna let me. Whoops. I've noticed this sometimes when you're in the dialogue interface, like if you're playing on, you know, a computer like I am, and you've got a controller wired up. Sometimes it'll accept input from the controller, but sometimes you have to press one of the arrow keys on the keyboard.
Shop's open.
Let's see if we can try to scan.
Want?
There we go.
Sure. Let's take a look.
All salvage, but nothing's junk.
I hope not. She sells, oh yeah, pretty decent equipment, but I'm not here for any of that. I'm pretty happy with what I've got at the moment. And actually, this is the first time I'm running with this combat sniper rifle, which, you know, I'd like to try it out a bit, so not keen to get any new guns. Let's see, any antibiotics? No. I'll have to see if I can craft any at my settlement, because I really need them. It's eating away at my health. That's alright. Let's get out of here. Let's keep moving along. I've actually not really progressed any further than the Drumlin Diner at this point. So all of this will be pretty new to me. And again, you can see a little bit of stuttering as the game's loading everything in, but after that, it's all good. I've already been here. I've seen all of these, so I don't think I should be there. Oh, cigarettes. They're good for caps in the waists. Let's get that. And I saw this. Let's try to get up there. My luck is pretty low, but let's give it a shot. Ah, shame. Shame. Oh well. Another time, perhaps. Like I said, really freeform. Got no, you know, real plan in particular. But let's just keep heading on. Now, I know I've already been to this house because I recruited a settler from here. Her name was Pumpkin, and she came from one of Chris Takahashi's mods, which is, I believe, called Settlers of the Commonwealth, which adds a couple of new named settlers. Oh, shit. Hello. Oh, my God. How much? Holy crap. I'm really low on health. I need to get the hell out of here. I'm going to let them deal with it. Okay, I did not realize I was that low on health. Jeez. Peckish and parched. I should probably use some noodle cups, I think, as well. Properly hydrated. Don't have any food. Blanco brand mac and cheese. I'll go for squirrel stick, why not? Jeez. I'm really hungry. Oh, I forgot. I've got parasites. So I need more food. Let's see, what else can I have? One on a stick, will that do it? There we go. Great. Oh! Oh, I just cancelled one of the new animations. I've got a mod that adds in first-person animations for eating and using aid items. I completely forgotten about that. Would have loved to show that. Anyway, I really need to increase my health points. So I'll see if there's a new animation for the blood pack. No, doesn't appear to be one. That's fine. I can probably use more of these. Great. Right, that'll take its time, but that's all good. Let's see what you've got. Mutant Slayer's Light Raider left leg. Reduces damage from super mutants by 15%. I'll take it, but I'm probably going to sell it because out of principle, I don't like to use raider gear. Dirty bandages, again, don't use them either, but they're good to sell. In fact, I can take all of this. Let's do it all later. Jeez. I don't know if the mod did this. Previously, there was only, like I said, that settler Pumpkin that was living here, but then I recruited her to my settlement. Maybe as a result of that, these raiders moved in. I don't know if that's the case, but if it is, wow. Really thought all of this through. Alright, there's not much else here in this room. Alright mate, let's see what you've got on you. You know what? I can sell all this to Trudy. So I'm going to go do that. Yep, I'm going to take all of this. Now you can see I'm over encumbered. I could hand this all off to Codsworth, but for the time being, let's put on the Minuteman backpack so I can show that off to you. This is really, it's highly customizable as well. So they have certain effects. Like this one, you can see it's got the combat equipment, and what that does is it very slightly reduces the reload speed, or rather, increases the reload speed. And we're back. I just cut out some really effectively boring gameplay. I was just selling off some of that raider crap to Trudy at the Drumlin Diner. So now let's continue on. I think this is locked up, isn't it? Yes, it is. Oh, I can unlock this now. I'd previously tried to unlock this, but I couldn't because I didn't have a high enough lockpick level. Really cool. Let's see what else is in here. Is there anything back here? Nope. Just this. What have we got in here? Oh, not that much. I'll take it. And a raider in the distance? No. As you can see, I'm the kind of player that likes to take things nice and slow, explore as much of the environment as I can. You know, I don't like to speed run things. I like to enjoy the detail as much as I can. See, someone was living here. Is, or was. You can see some, I think, carrot flowers, maybe? Yeah. I actually don't know what these are used for. I've collected a bunch of these. Maybe they're used for chems. I know you can get hub flower and use that for chems as well. Let's keep going through here. You can see another rock with that weird texture. Let's see how much progress we've made. Oh! Actually a lot closer than I thought we'd be. Okay. Is there anyone nearby? No. There's a railroad crossing here. If I'm remembering correctly, there's meant to be a raider who's in mourning. I think it's around here, or am I thinking of a different area? I might be thinking of a different area. Well, it's worth exploring some of these train carriages, if I can get in. That's empty. Anything? Oh, hello. That's pretty good. Pick that up. One of the other mods that I'm using is Flacken Oil's Complete Retexture Project, I believe it's called. And this is my first time running it as well. I just installed it last night. So I'm really impressed with how good the textures look as well. This is just so beautiful, really high quality as well. And I'm using the 1K textures because I tried using the 2K textures, but when I was trying to record gameplay with OBS, it was just performance was unacceptable. So I've just gone back to the 1K. But honestly, it looks beautiful. I believe 1K is the same resolution as the vanilla game itself. So yeah, it's pretty good. This is another transparent texture bug, which you might have noticed earlier, but I just thought I'd mention it now. These barrels will always have these bits jutting out. I've never seen them not do that. So, another thing to be aware of. But again, honestly, not a huge deal for me. Let's keep going on. There's a set of power armor in there. Something's nearby. Looks like a couple dogs killed. Is it a Brahmin or a Yaoguai? Deal with them in a sec. These. Oh, camera, perfect. I needed that to upgrade my backpack because there's a modification that you can make at a workbench for this Minuteman backpack. You can see here I've got the combat equipment. You can make a version of that which has got stealth equipment, and what that does is it increases your sneak. So that's going to be really useful. But I need to pick up a stealth boy as well for that. So I'm actually really happy that this is still there because I've also got a mod, I think it's called law-based power armor changes, which very severely, let's say, restricts the amount of power armor that's available, and the power armor that is available is de-leveled, and it's going to have a couple of pieces missing, so you're not going to find full suits of X01 like you used to be able to in the base game. So let's have a crack at this. My hacking skills are a bit hit and miss, but let's see how well we go. Charge, that's 1. C-H-A-R-G-E.
That's it.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Gonna open that door. Awesome. Let's see what we've got. T45. Okay, so the basic power armor. And the mod that I'm using that alters the power armor also changes some of their stats as well. So according to the that mod's description, the T45 eats power like fusion cores alive. So I am going to enter this. I don't have a fusion core on me, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to get it on my map. So that's there. Let's step out of it. And I think if I go into my map, yep, there we go. Power armor. So I don't think I'm going to come across any other suits today. So that marker is going to remain there. So I'll remember to come back for this when I'm coming back to Sanctuary. In fact, let's make a quick autosave while I'm here. Alright. Oh shit. That dog's. Now I know I'm also using a mod called More Smarter Companions. Dogmeat has an ability because he's supposedly an alpha dog. He can actually have influence over nearby dogs. So let's see if I tell him to go here.
Head over there.
Will he be able to take over this dog? Nope. Yeah, there we go. Dogmeat made a new friend that he's now eating. So, oh, that's the friendly dog. But it only works for one dog at a time. So, Are there any others? No. So this wild mongrel I think is going to be with us for as long as he's alive, which probably isn't going to be all that much longer. Wait. Okay. Oh, the raider is nearby, isn't he? It's a radstag. Now I'm pretty certain they're up this way. Now something is detecting me. I don't want to kill him because I'd rather let him be. But I do want to see him. I'm just going to keep spamming VATS. Until I get a lock on. There he is. So if I can remain hidden, just want to show this off because I like that they included this. The problem is he's going to turn hostile as soon as he notices me. So I'm really not getting a good angle on him from here. So let's just hop over the fence. Again, not going to kill him. Rather just leave him be. There you go.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh god. Okay. I think she might have detected Codsworth or Dogmeat. Alright, let's head back this way. Get back onto the road. We've already seen what's in these carriages. That's good. One down there. No. Ah, now you can see right there, that was the shadow boost mod at work. So it'll dynamically change the distance of the shadows to maintain FPS. And I have to say, overall, I've been pretty happy with the FPS so far. It's obviously not perfect, and it is pretty unstable, but I'm honestly very happy with how it performs. And hello, what is this? Might have to check that out next. On here. Now, I've done a couple of playthroughs of Fallout 4 over the years. Never to completion, but it's always a delight to be able to return to the sort of downtown areas. So I'm really excited to be going back to this. First time in this playthrough, actually, so should be pretty interesting. Now, I am curious about this place. I'm probably going to come back to there when it's nighttime. But before we do that, is afternoon, evening. That's Corvega up ahead, isn't it? Yes, it is. Probably not going to get there in time for this video. I think my plan for the rest of this video is probably continue until it's nighttime, at which point I want to demonstrate one more mod for you, then we'll probably call it a day. Just noticed this truck has got a new texture as well from that mod. Actually step up into it. Yeah, kind of, but there's nothing in there anyway, so it's fine. yet. So we're safe. Is this Lexington? If so, I know there's a raider around here that's pretty notorious for like being in power armor and having like a fat man or something and he just snipes people from up there. So be careful. Into you? No. Slocum's Joe. Hey, and the Super Duper Mart. Nice. Also using a water replacer, as you can see here. Beautiful. Let's do another quick save. I don't think I've ever had the game crash on me so far playing it on the M1 Pro. Which can't say the same about it playing on the Xbox. So that's really refreshing as well. Hey, there we go, I was right. Lexington. So there's a red rocket here as well. Ooh, hello. Anyone else around? Nope. I think I'm okay around here. Now, I remember this Slocum's Joe in particular because I remember once on the Xbox I was in a firefight in this area, a really intense firefight, and I remember I had to run into here to get shelter from the incoming fire. That's one of the things I really like about survival mode is that it encourages all of these stories to be had that you wouldn't have normally had otherwise. Again, picking up all sorts of loot as needed. I do like to keep some of it around. You know, my headcanon is that maybe someone, you know, some hapless settler, hopefully not a raider, is going around and might need, you know, a coffee cup or something. So always good to leave a little bit around for them, but you know, needs of the Minutemen come first. So yep, can take all of that. And looks like I need some water. I won't be able to drink all of them. So, you.
Hey.
You're going to carry some of my stuff for me. Let's see. That's pretty heavy. You can actually carry a decent amount. Huh. I don't know if that's a mod doing that or if he's always been able to do that. You can see here, weather mod produce all of this fog. Let's go outside and see if that's actually affected visibility. Oh yeah. You can barely even see that building in front of us now. So that's pretty impressive. I've also got a mod that adds in a bunch of new posters. You can see there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I know sometimes these steps have got tripwires and grenades and things, so you have to be pretty careful. Slocum's Joe basement. I don't know if that's always been there. Save that for another time. Probably need to spend a lot more time to fully go through Lexington. So it would take a decent amount of time to get through all of this. On the top floor now. Don't think there's anything here. That'll be it. Just have to remember that there's a basement to go through. And yeah. Well. Let's take one more coffee cup. Alright, let's head out. There's Corvega. That's what we came here for. Why not? I think ceramics are used to upgrade and repair power armor, so that's probably pretty useful to get. I'm just going to walk up enough to trigger the map marker for Super Duper Mart. There we go. I know there's a bunch of ghouls in there, so I don't want to deal with them right now. We'll walk around the outside though. That should lead to the base. Nope. There. Tactical hair trigger 10mm pistol. Usually I pick up most of the guns that I get. When it comes to pipe weapons, I'll usually sell those. But for the other stuff like 10mm, rifles, I would give those to my Minuteman settlers. The people who are running patrols between settlements, and also some of the guards at the settlements themselves. Take all of those. Take all of this actually. Why not? I've already got some of these, but again, apparel can be used to sell, because you never have too much caps. I know there's a, yeah, I knew there was a basement around here somewhere that's kind of irradiated and I think has a glowing one, so again, I'm not going to deal with that right now. Oh yeah, that's right, there's two entrances to this. Anything down here? No. Let's briefly head up top while there's still daylight left. And I don't think there's anything up here. So we should be good. I think the car mod that I added wheels to some of these wrecks, because I don't remember there ever being this car frame here with wheels on it. You can see this pickup truck doesn't have any. Is this one? No, it doesn't either. So maybe it is a rare occurrence. Alright, well what time is it? 9:07. So I don't think I'll head any further into Lexington for now. Let's try and make our way back to that sewer that I found earlier. Kind of head that way in. And I think my idea for now is that I'll try to progress into Corvega either in the early morning or maybe at the start of the next day. Here's my current thinking. Again, you can see there's rocks. Again, if anyone knows how to fix these texture issues, please let me know. Again, not a game breaker, but I'd rather not have to deal with them if I can. Okay, now where was that sewer? Who are you? Luke. You're friendly, so chat.
Hi.
Got any work? Can't buy booze without caps. Can't get caps without work. So you see my dilemma.
I think your dilemma's a bit drunk, mate. So this guy is added in through Settlers of the Commonwealth. They usually say something about themselves and then they'll ask if they can come join you. So let's see.
I've got a great place you could set up permanently. Interested?
Great! I'll be there with beers on. Bells on. What I'm trying to say is, I'll beer there or beer squared.
Looks like he likes beers. You know what? I'm going to send you over to 10 Pines Bluff. You're going to be my new lackey to connect 10 pints to Sanctuary. So, hope you like traveling, mate. Now, where was that sewer? Somewhere down here, wasn't it? Yeah, there you are. Now, I think we're going to come towards the end of this video, but before I do, there is one more... actually, I'm going to take a screenshot really quickly. It's beautiful. There's one more mod that I want to show off, and that is a mod called Conquest. Conquest lets you build campsites while you're out and about. Now, the reason why this is useful is because I'm playing in survival mode right now, and I've got a mod that enables you to quick save, as you've seen a couple times in this video, but normally you can't quick save in survival mode. The only way you can save is by sleeping, and you can't sleep unless you can find a bed or a sleeping bag, and as you can see in this video, out here in the sticks, haven't really seen anything too much in the way of beds or sleeping bags. So it's pretty important that you can create them yourself. So if we use this aid piece here, action, build campsite. This is actually the first time I'm using this mod in my playthrough. So I think there's meant to be as you can see, a bag that shows up. Duffel bag. I'm going to try to put it in an area like that. Place here. Place here. And then it puts you into workshop mode. Now you can't scrap anything here because presumably that would break pre-combines, and it also doesn't make any sense. But it opens up this camping menu, and you can now build all of these things. Technically, you can actually turn this area into a custom settlement if you wanted to, say build yourself a home away from all your other settlements. But that's a more permanent thing. We don't need that right now. What I want to do is, just to demonstrate that this works, I'll create this sleeping bag here. And so you can create all these other things, tents and stuff. I don't really need that. What I could do is I could create a cooking station. I can't remember if I picked up any meat or not, but that might be worth trying. Let's see if we can put it there. See if we've got anything. Hey, we can roast something. Oh yeah, radstag. Let's do that, because why not? I think that's just about be it. Okay. And just to show you that the sleeping bag works, you can click that and then sleep for however long you want. Just a quick note though, for survival, sleeping on the ground increases your risk of picking up an illness, as is sleeping while hungry or while thirsty. So you want to make sure that you're well fed and everything before you go to sleep, and ideally sleep on a mattress that's raised up from the ground. But when you're out here, you got to live with what you have. And then if you want to start moving out again, you can just tear down the camp, which I'm going to do because I am going to sleep inside here after I explore that for a bit. But I think this is where I'm going to leave the video now. I've been going for a while now. I think this is probably the longest gaming video that I've done on this channel. But the reason for that is because I love Fallout 4, and I'm really happy with the performance that I've been able to get through the M1 Pro with these dozens and dozens of mods, like at least 130 of them, running at effectively ultra graphic settings. Like I said, there are FPS dips here and there. There are a couple of weird graphical glitches, but again, they're not game breaking. And I've been really happy with this experience so far. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, maybe a way that would give additional FPS, but again, being able to run this game at Ultra is it's it's a sight for sore eyes, let's put it that way. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. This has been Fallout 4 running on the M1 Pro MacBook Pro with a plethora of mods running at effectively ultra graphic settings. It does have its graphical glitches, but again, they're not game breaking, and I've been really happy with how well this game runs on this Mac. As for other games, I am going to be planning to demonstrate Elite Dangerous at some point. Not sure when that's going to happen, but that's on the cards. So yeah, if you would like to see more gaming videos on the M1 Pro, leave a like on this video and consider subscribing. You can also check out a video that I had earlier of Skyrim SE running on this. And I've also got 2 Kerbal Space Program videos that were recorded in the macOS version of Kerbal Space Program. So have a look at those videos if you're interested to see how well that runs. Anyway, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.